Okay, hello. This video is how to use the appointments menu option on the FileMaker system. If we go to appointments, it used to be called fitting schedule, but we've adjusted that. So now when we open up appointments, you've seen this before, we have a number of schedules here. Now a schedule, you create a schedule, and a schedule is for that day, or it could be for an individual, it could be for a couple of fitters, it could be for a site survey, it could be for someone going out on call outs. So we can create as many schedules as we want, and a schedule can have one or more appointments depending on who you want to give that to. So let's create a new one. Okay, I ask for the start date and end date. Now the reason for the end date, I'm going to choose Tuesday the 26th. The reason for the end date is in case it was an installation maybe that ran over a couple of days or more. You could set an end date there, and it just tells the people that are going to be the fitters that indicates how many days it was going to be. And if it was to be going over a few days, you could put in notes in here where the hotel, where they're going to stay and details like that. Okay, so I'm going to just say it's for this one day here. Start date's the same as finish date. I'm going to select the fitters, and I'm going to select myself. And you can select more fitters in here if you wanted to, and it will send it out to all of those fitters. Put any notes in there as before. You can also click if you wanted to send this or get someone to approve it or check it as well. They can always just click that button, and they'd have their initials stamped in there. Okay, so we've got a blank appointment schedule, so now let's add an appointment. We click here, and what happens is it opens up there, it creates this is an appointment within the appointment schedule. And then you've got a choice of whether it's an installation, a survey from an inquiry, or a survey from an existing project. So it may be a project that you've already done work on that's in the system, and you can select that. Or it's a call out that has been entered up in the call out section up here, or other. I haven't really done anything on other, so just select one of those four. So let's say, for instance, we're going to go for a survey from an inquiry. You select that. Then you have to click this magnifying glass. This is to search for whatever the appointment is you've selected. Now, depending on what you have selected here, this search will look within the various right places for either an installation or an inquiry or a call out. So because we've done this, it's going to now search within our inquiries, and it's going to look for all the inquiries that are awaiting a site survey. So we can easily just select which one, select the top one. What it does, it pulls through all of the information that was entered on the inquiry. So we have the work phone number, mobile and home telephone number. We've got the address and what there is. If there was any details in there, we could have that as well pulled through. Now it sets the date and time. It sets the time always to 8 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock. So you change that to whatever time you want. Remember to enter in the colon, so it's probably in time format. And it's 24 hours, so if you want to do 2 o'clock, let's do it that way. But it also needs to change this. Okay, so we have the address here. That's one site survey that we put in for this person here. We can add another appointment. Let's say it could be another survey. Select that, and we're going to select this one. Pulls all the details through. It looks like there's no telephone numbers, so that may be that it's probably not been added onto the inquiry. Anyway, that's the information there. So you can also put in instructions here. So you could say like call client 30 minutes for arrival. So you can do stuff like that. Now that's the appointment schedule sorted and done. What can happen now is we could hit this email button, and that will send an email to the fitters, all the fitters that are in here. You could print from there, or you could you can print the email and the PDF. So a PDF, if you email it, it will basically send an email to these guys with the PDF attached. It will also say in the email to check, this is whether or not these guys, the fitters, have installed FileMaker Go on their iPhone, and they have been instructed on how to use the system, because we have the mobile app version for this this part of the system. That's in another video. So that's all cool. And if they do have the app, then it makes things really easy. Okay, so let's say this is all completed and done. So we can go back to the list. That's number 18. Fitting schedule 18 is there. Okay, so that's all done basically. What would happen is that if they have the mobile version, what would happen is, remember this is in another video, which you can have access to and have. What would happen is that they can use the mobile version to go into, I'm going to show you the one that I've done here, which is one that I have actually what I'll do is, if you watch this screen here, I'm going to go into my mobile app version. I'm going to check my appointments. I've got 2 here, and if you watch this, I'm going to now select done on this item, but what it will do is it will ask me if I want to put in any details for the time spent on the site. Let's say 2 hours, travel time. You're not going to see any of this at the moment, but I'm going to show you what will happen. 20. If a follow-up was required, yes. Photo. Done. So I've done that. So you've seen there what appeared just there. Those are the details entered from my phone, basically. So what this does is it allows the person to enter data directly from the phone into the system, so it's live. As soon as they hit done, it's in there. We can also see if there's any photos. There's a photo there, not very good one, very dark, but you've got this because the office in here is very dark at the moment. So you've got the option to add in as many photos as you want as well. So this is a really cool, efficient way of dealing with appointments and entering data, so it saves all of those form filling and all the rest of it. The information then is linked to the inquiry, or if it was a site, if it was a project installation, that would be linked to all these costs would be linked to the project. Really important, this. Yes, and also to call outs as well will be included in this. So if I come out of this, what will also happen is if any of those had a follow-up to be required, then this will turn out to be yes. Okay, so it also indicates that we need to make a follow-up appointment. The other thing that will happen is it goes into a calendar. We can see this calendar here. So when we open this up, we will see all the appointments being put in here. So this one was the 25th, Monday the 25th. And it was, yeah, 2 appointments there, so it's these 2 here. So I double click on them, it gives them all the details of that appointment. So you see all of these build up here, and you also have a color coded for the fitter. I'll put something like that. Okay. So this is also building up to sort of taking over from using the calendar that you use at the moment, which is a separate system. But it would be great to use this while we're testing things out. It also ticks this box here that's been completed as well, so we can see clearly. You can't click on this; it has to be done from the fitting app. So if they've got the app, I'll click the done, and it's done. Okay, so let me go back to my other appointment schedule. let's say, for instance, that we didn't want to do a survey. Let's say we want to change this. So we select this drop-down box. We can have an installation. So let's say this is actually, let's find a project. We can select. We can search through the ones that are on the project schedule at the moment, or we can actually search for one. So I can say Fault Design, and it will find that for us. Let's go for the one that hasn't been finished, it's in progress. So that pulls through all the details that's on the system for this project. Now here, again, we can put in an instruction here, but here we now see that select items. So we can now click on this button and select the items that we're going to install. Okay. When we click them, it will tick them off on the actual project as well. So if I do add, and it adds them into the details all into the form for us, saving us having to do all of that manually. It will also pull through any information that may have been entered on the project, like permit, parking for instance, and site manager and details for the site manager contacts. And so again, the fitter can go through on his app and then tick those off individually that he's completed, and we'll be able to see those, that updates those on the project schedule. Now let's have a look at a call out as well. So this will now select, look at the call outs that are available that haven't been completed yet. You can select that and it brings in all of those details as well. Again, that's all done from, the call outs are selected from the call outs section, which there is a separate video for. Again, from here, what else can we do? At a point we can delete them. That's pretty much what we've got here. What will happen is that you can also see the calendar for all of the appointment schedules here, as opposed to going into the individual ones and seeing them there as well. So you can get to the calendar from here. That will show all of the ones that have been added. And that's it. So thank you for listening. Any problems, just get in touch.